Friend is a AI pendant, one of the startups that was founded in the wake of the launch of ChatGPT, when people really wanted to bring the LLM closer to their lived experiences, their life, Jason.
Yes.
Friend.com is a $129 pendant, and basically it's a digital companion. Think of it as something that sends you text messages and kind of is your friend throughout the day. And they're back in the news because they put together an enormous campaign in the New York subway. Here's a picture of it. Here is the CEO, Avi Schiffman, describing this as the largest NYC subway campaign ever. And if you're on the audio version, it has signs like, "I'll never bail on your dinner plans, friend.com. And the gist is, if you don't have enough friends, you can get this pendant and then it'll be your friend. Now, not everyone was convinced. Here's an image of someone who graffitied on the ad, writing, "Surveillance capitalism, get real friends." Which is a pretty big diss, but I think also, if you're this company, no publicity is bad publicity. But Jason, I think that our view, or at least my view, is that we don't need to AIify everything. So to me, this seems a little bit outside of my box, but I'm curious if you have a different take.
I mean, I have been super critical about persistent recording because, listen, I'm a Gen Xer. I think, I actually care about privacy and the surveillance state, and I have enough scar tissue to know that anything that, and just firsthand experience, anything that can be hacked is going to be hacked. That's just how it is, folks.
Yes.
And so you learn this typically you learn this the hard way. Something gets hacked, whatever, your bank account, your email, something, and your group chat. And that's what will happen with these. Somebody will hack it, not necessarily friend.com, but all of these. And you will be having a spicy conversation, or you'll be in a therapy session, or you'll be drunk with your friends and you'll summarize your friend in their worst moment in time. And I can tell you, whatever your, friend's worst drunk moment in time is, like, probably not meant to be broadcast to the world. So I do have issues with this technology, but I also am smart enough and experienced enough to know that this is an inevitability. People are going to embrace these. There's going to need to be some regulation. I told the story here. I was at a dinner with a friend of mine, and he had one of these note-taking pendants. And a couple of minutes into the dinner, I see like a glowing white LED. Not like glowing in a major way, in a minor way. And I was like, "What's that?" And he said, "Oh, it's my AI pendant." And I said, "Oh." And he said, "Is that a problem?" And I said, "I mean, only if you want to remain friends. Like, you're recording 6 people at a dinner? Like, what?" And he took it off, but he showed me, and it was, for the first 5 minutes, it was a perfect transcript. Like, I was...
Wow, that's insane.
In a restaurant.
No.
So I just want to encourage everybody to understand you're being recorded and transcribed already. It's already happening. So that doesn't mean we should do more of this. What's interesting about this story is the amount of hate for this founder, who I believe is brilliant. Friend.com, I think he spent like 18 million on that domain. I'm not sure if that number is correct, but I saw that go by in my feed. And friend.com is, that's a domain worth a couple of million. 18 million, certainly overpaying for it by a factor of at least 3 or 4x. Should be no more than 5 million for that domain. But okay, when I was at AOL, we bought games.com, and the guy wanted 10 million for it, and I had a conversation with the leadership, and I was like the domain guy there. So they were like, "Do you think we should do it?" I said, "Give me the rough profile of our games business." They explained the games business to us. And I said, "Yeah, pull the trigger on that, 10 million. If worst case scenario is we can resell it for 5 million, if this isn't a priority anymore, and we'll have lost 5 million, but we've already got tens of millions of dollars in profit from this business, why not?"